But you are, Blanche. You are
stuck in this house.
Welcome your host, Jenny McNulty.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to your house. Hi, I'm Jenny McNulty. This is the InHouse Comedy Chat. More than a talk show, we are energizing your mind, body, and spirit today. It's Wow Wednesday, because why not? And I've got a pretty big wow. I have a recipe for you. What? Yeah, I know you're going to want to see that out. And also, you're going to want to see the final tribute to Women's History Month. And we're going to be talking about amazing women all year long, but this is the special month. So we've got a great treat for you. So make sure you stick around for that, which will be in the walk portion where you will be joining me. Then I'm going to be also interviewing Betsy Salkind, a friend of the show. She's been here before. She's hilarious, and she's got some funny stuff to tell us about. But first, my thoughts. So that Marjorie Taylor Greene person, I'm not going to show you the clip because, ew, she's just nasty. But she is saying now that the COVID cards we're supposed to be getting, you know, like proof of vaccination so that you might be able to go to big events where we can all be safe. She's saying that that is, and I quote, Biden's mark of the beast. That's right. You get a COVID test, you get a COVID vaccine, you prove you have the vaccine, and then you have the mark of the beast. Oh my God, you guys. Do you remember a couple of weeks ago when I told you I got my car smogged? And then they sent me this. Look, they sent me this in the mail. It's oh my God, it's green so you can't see it, but it's a sticker that goes on my car, and I have a driver's license. Oh my God, you guys, I'm going to hell for driving. I have the mark of the beast all over me. Oh my God. So I was in Petco the other day and I heard something strange on the announcement. They said Petco is closing in 15 minutes. That wasn't the strange part. I frequently am in buildings right before they're about to close. But this was the weird part. We're closing in 15 minutes and we are out of crickets. So they said we have no live crickets left. And then I realized, okay, they feed the crickets to other things. But then I was super intrigued. I'm like, what the hell eats crickets? So when I got up to make my purchase, I said, what eats crickets? And the guy goes, you know, snakes and lizards, which should have made sense. Yeah, of course. Then he said, turtles. Really? Turtles? I can't picture that hunt. It just seems like, what are they, like, maybe one-legged crickets or something? I'm just, hey, slow down there. You're making too much noise with those damn legs of yours. I'm gonna get you. And then I felt really bad for the crickets. I mean, think about it. Those poor crickets, they think they're being adopted. Hey guys, come on. We're going home to a family that loves us just like the kittens and the puppies. Sorry, crickets. And in other animal news, Champ did it again. Champ took a chunk out of somebody. I'm starting to think he's actually a spy dog for the other side. But my guest today is going to tell us another interesting twist about the Biden dog biting incident. And I know that's going to happen because actually we recorded this interview. Some stuff came up. So Betsy and I recorded this interview last night. I'm sure you're going to love it all the same. She is absolutely hilarious. You've probably seen Betsy before. If not here on this show, she has been on Showtime. She has been on The Tonight Show. She is an author of 2 books and a really funny lass. And here is perhaps her best known bit that she performed on The Tonight Show, a portion of The Squirrel Lady. Check it out. Enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Betsy Salkind. Hey, Betsy, how you doing?
Hi, Jenny. I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm alive.
Exactly. You're alive, and we're all still here a year later,
Yeah.
trapped in our houses still. At
Yeah.
least you're trapped in a castle.
I am trapped in a castle.
Hey, this is Jenny McNulty, and welcome to another episode of Walking Funny With. Today, my guest is Betsy Salkind, who told me I live in a castle. I thought she meant, like your home's your castle, but she really lives in a castle. Let's check it out. She's see how far she takes this castle theme. Hey, Betsy, it's Jenny. You ready for the walk?
I'm ready for my walk. Go.
Yes, my queen. Yes, my queen. Please. Are you in like any Better Homes and Gardens for that or anything? Has it been seen anywhere?
Oh, no. I mean, if they had like a Better Homes and Gardens of like, former grow houses, I would be in that. But
Is that what it was? It was a former grow house?
yeah, it was a grow house. And the guy who lived here, so his Corvette caught fire in the garage. And then when it was time to repair the house, he was friends with a guy who did like the fake rock for amusement parks. So they were like, hey, let's turn it into a castle. And then they did. Yeah. So we kind of knew, because we found fiberglass tubs underneath the floorboards. Like the room that's my office now, that I'm in right now. Okay, that used to have like no windows and strange vents, and underneath the floorboards was this big fiberglass tub. It was like, duh. And then later we actually met the guy, and he then sent photographs of the room with these giant pot plants. But of course, that was back in the day when you'd have to have the whole giant pot plant to get as high as you do now from like, one joint.
Right. So you've heard.
Yes, right. Well, let's put it this way. I cannot work for the White House, okay?
Me neither, nor would I want to. Speaking of the White House, now you are one of the most animal rights loving people I know. How do we keep Champ from chomping on people?
I'm not sure that we do. I think we just need to put in front of Champ the people who need biting. Let Champ be Champ.
It's true.
I mean, generally, if animals don't like you, there's a good reason for that.
You have written a book, Betsy's Bible School Classics, where you illustrate it all you ever, but tell the story of what those Bible story classics, what with Easter coming up, we're all going to watch the 10 Commandments, right? So this is your answer.
Yeah, it's Betsy's Sunday School Bible Classics, and it's all Old Testament stories, and it's the real stories that are in there, but I put back all the things they take out so kids won't be afraid, and then I illustrated it. So it gives.
So what are the things they take out that would have scared kids?
Oh, like rape and murder and genocide and all the horrible things that should frighten children and make them run away screaming, saying, what are you, crazy? This is a terrible idea to have this as a religion.
Betsy's Sunday School Bible Classics. Today's story is Noah's Ark, Genesis 6 through 9. Once upon a time, the humans were behaving very badly, and God was mad at them.
You people disgust me!
So he decided to drown everyone except for Noah, his family, and some animals. To save Noah and his family and the lucky animals, Noah built a big boat. God told Noah to bring food for all the animals too. Dog chow, monkey chow, llama chow, rat chow, mouse chow, bird seed, snacks. Not every animal had to go on the boat because a lot of them could swim or fly. The ark was 3 stories tall. 1 story was for the clean animals, 1 story for the dirty animals, and 1 story for the humans. Noah brought 2 of each dirty animal and 7 of each clean one.
What are they doing here? I thought it was 2 by 2.
Oh, nope. Us clean animals are special, so they need more. Noah said we'd understand later.
All the poop was on the bottom floor, but some people say it was on the top, where it got shoveled out a trap door. They were in the water for 150 days. Noah didn't sleep the whole time because he had to take care of all those animals, and all the animals were very well behaved. The boy and girl animals were kept apart by sharp stakes, so there were the same number of animals at the end of the trip. Also, none of them died.
Oh, look who's here. This is Meep.
Oh, hi.
It's dinner time. Here's a tail. Sorry, she distracted. I get very easily distracted by animals.
You and I are going to be doing a show in another Zoom show in a few weeks with a group of young gals that you work with. So tell people about the young girls that you work with, how you got involved with them, and well, go ahead, start there.
Yeah, so this is Kiana Watkins, who's was hilarious. So I met her when I was volunteering teaching comedy at a group home, and they did improv and stand up, and in the beginning, we comedians would and other comedians and I would go in there and do shows for them because they couldn't leave, and then later then they started to perform in the shows as well. So this is kind of a reunion show. I'm not even sure if that particular group home still exists, but Kiana's like 22 now, 21, 22, and she wanted to have like a reunion show. So, and do something fun because everyone's been in isolation. So that's what this show is. And there'll be mostly stand up, a little bit of improv. It's a little hard to do improv on Zoom, but we're going to do it.
Yeah.
We're going to find a way.
Yeah. So has she been doing comedy ever since then and continued to write and
She's been living comedy, I would say. She hasn't been doing it as much as she would like, but she wants to get back into it now. So that's it was her initiative to do this, and we're gonna make it happen.
What have you learned back from them? What are some things that you might not have even thought of before, comedy wise?
I guess I learned to really create structures that were meaningful to them and where they could really, cut loose. And they liked that, there's like sort of simple structures and stuff. No, they didn't like that. They wanted to do a full on scene. I mean, they would get on there and do a whole fucking talk show with every character, and they were great. And just really funny, full of ideas. I loved it. I loved it so much. And I think the other thing I learned, and this is what made me interested in working with teens, is no matter how fucked up their lives were, and a lot of them were, they just wanted to be loved. They wanted to have fun. They still had a lot of energy for life and a lot of hope, I think. I'm getting the vaccine.
Are you?
I'm getting a vaccine.
You are getting the vaccine. Cool.
I'm gonna get it. Yeah. Do
you know if it's the 1-shot kind or the 2-shot kind? Do you know what you're getting?
I don't know. I'm hoping it's the 1-shot, but I'll get it, I guess, whatever it is.
Yeah. Are you on the scale of COVID safety? How serious of it are you?
I double mask. I try not to leave the house. Okay. I'm not even sure that I'm ever going to be comfortable being around other people. There's a part of me that looks at other people as, just disease vectors. And when I see somebody out there with the mask under their nose, it's like they have their dick out or something. It's just wrong. But
can people watch the reunion show, or is it just going to be a private show for?
No, people can watch it. They can definitely watch it, and it will be April 17 at, I think it's 8 p.m. and Pacific time. Okay. And the details will be on Facebook.
The Zoom format, I know you've done a lot of those shows. Do you like doing comedy on Zoom? I mean, no, I don't think anybody really liked it at first, but have you grown comfortable enough with it that you can say you enjoy it?
I think I do like it. Partly because I think my humor kind of lends itself to it because it's kind of contained and, you know, it's kind of TV kind of ready comedy. That's in what I mean by that is like I'm not pacing around a stage. I'm not taking up a huge amount of space. That it's it's small facial, like a lot goes on in the face, and so all of that communicates well in Zoom. There is something very different though about like being in an actual room and that kind of the audience as, you know, like the energy in a room. I don't think you can do that online as well. And I think the audience doesn't have that feeling like we are a group or, you know, so I do look forward to that. Also, what I loved about doing comedy live was just the immersion experience, like, you know, leaving the house and going to a place and for that time just being completely immersed in the comedy world. Whereas with Zoom, you know, it's been a lot more satisfying than what I would have ever thought, but it's not that same like, oh, I had this. Like things happen when I leave the house. Like I never want to leave the house. Like to a certain extent, I would say the pandemic has been kind of easy for me because, you know, I never want to leave the house. I was always like that. But then
I would say, Betsy, I would say probably 80% of the people I've been interviewing that have been fellow comics and fellow actors, they all say the same thing. It's like, oh, it kind of suits me fine just staying in the house doing it this way. So you're not alone in that. That's certainly true.
Yeah. But there was a part though when I would leave the house, and I'd always be a little bit late, but I'd finally get out, where I'd be like, oh, I'm so glad I left the house because something happened that would never happen in my house. So that's the part that I think I'll look forward to afterwards.
And I think it's just, you know, not only hearing the audience laugh, it's hearing the audience laughter, hearing the audience silence in between the laughter, so that you know they're really listening to you, and you know, and you can feel it. And I mean, like you can feel it in a room when someone goes up in front of you and is one thing or another. They're really blue, or they're really funny, or they're really this, or they're really that, and it really changes the vibe in a room. Like, especially if they're really blue and it doesn't go over well, or they're really just kind of offensive. I've had that a couple of times, very few times, but and I was hosting the show where it's kind of like, uh-oh, I've got to fix this vibe. You can feel it. There's just this weird energy in the room where everybody's a little uncomfortable right now. So those are the kind of things that you miss in the Zoom environment. And you also miss people walking up and plying your audience with drinks, which makes them laugh so much easier.
Right. Although they do a pretty good job plying themselves with alcohol, I find.
Thank you very much for being with us today, Betsy, and taking some time out. I really appreciate getting caught up with you again. Hopefully we'll be able to do some shows live again. I don't know about you. I'm looking forward to getting out there. I was a little nervous, but once we get all vaccinated, I think I will definitely love to be out there again. So hopefully we will be together on stage soon, somewhere soon.
I hope so. I love playing with you, Jenny. Jenny's such a great host.
Right back at you.
And it's always
we should do some improv and some sketch stuff too. I've never done sketch with you. That would be fun.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
You'd have to explain half the stuff you write, but
I want to do some drag with you. Oh, let me just do some right now.
Oh, definitely.
Wait, there's this really cool thing. Okay, here's one of the things I love about Zoom is they have these filters, and so here's oh, that's not good.
Oh my God.
See, look, I have a mustache.
Thank you so much for sharing time with me. Do check out Betsy at her Facebook or website, and check out our show on April 17th. So thank you so much, Betsy.
Thanks, Jenny.
That interview with my pal Betsy. Now go get your shoes on while I bring the beach to you, and we can take a nice walk on the beach and celebrate another fantastic woman here at the end of Women's History Month. So before I go, while you're putting your shoes on and I'm getting the beach, here's a message from Betsy Salkind's cat. Check it out.
Hi, this is Nurse Meat from the LA office. reminding you to eat green vegetables. I prefer cat mint myself. And take a walk around the block if you don't want to have to go to the vet.
Great advice from Betsy's cat, would you not say? All right, you guys ready to walk? Come on, this is the day you start, right? It's Wow Wednesday. Come on, get out of bed, get off the couch, get moving, let's go, get up. Get some brisk walking into your day at least, or you could dance or do whatever, but come on, people, get up and get some movement. It's good for ya. And this is Wow Wednesday. Here's the wow. I have a recipe. What? Yeah, I actually made this. And here's the key. When people say, you know, you're plant-based, you're vegan or whatever, oh, you only eat salads. No, we eat all kind of stuff. But I can make a really, really good salad that actually does feel like a meal. And here it is. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? That is, and here's the secret to it, you guys. I used to think, oh no, it's wasteful to buy things all cut up in bags, but you know what? You buy the whole head of lettuce and 3/4 of it ends up getting thrown away, right? So buy everything in bags and you can compile this amazingly healthy salad in minutes. Start off with a baked potato. Put it in the microwave or bake it if you want to get really fancy. That's way too much work for me. Basically, that is a big box that stores pots and pans for me, that oven thing. So toss a potato into the microwave, and while there, you pull everything out of the refrigerator. The bagged salad mix, the bagged broccoli, and whatever, carrots. In that particular salad, I will put the recipe on there. There is an amazing amount of things. It's really super filling. You add that baked potato all chopped up. Delicious. And according to me, it's a great idea. All right, so today is March 31st, or March 31st. Yes, it is the 31st, the last day of March, the last day of Women's History Month. And I saved the best for last. The woman that I just really so amazingly admire, Mary Carrillo. Okay, that's a joke. You'd have to see that show. I'll tell you, watch The Drag-In between Mimi Gonzalez and I, and I'll tell you more about that. But of course, it is the great one. It is Cher, and she was going to come walk with us today, but she gets so shy when we talk about her. So I found a really good video that just tells a little bit about her amazing life. But I want to tell you why I think Cher is so amazing. And it's this. When I was in 4th grade, I had long, straight black hair, and that was when I first met Cher, if you will, through the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour. So then, if you remember that show, she played this badass, super funny, super sexy, super cool woman. She would stand next to Sonny and just kind of like, you know, give him the whatnot. And she was the first person, think about this, and I haven't studied the history that in depth, but you show me someone who was sexy and funny. Cher was the first person to be really cool. If you look at Phyllis Diller or Toady Fields or even Carol Burnett, they were hilarious, but they never were considered, you know, cool or sexy or that. And Cher was the first to do that. She was strong. She, you know, in their show, dominated him. And to my little 4th grade self, I loved it. Now, I would never, to this day, I wouldn't really want to wear her dresses, but I loved that she did wear them because she showed her belly button and got everybody all in a tiz about it. So that's why I always liked Cher. To me, she was super funny, she was super cool, and she just managed to stay that forever. So that was what really appealed to me as a young kid. And you know what? We've just been best pals ever since, and she's been so nice to let us use her beautiful house back there. It's actually not back there. Whatever. Anyway, here is a fantastic little video about the great one. Check it out.
Singer, provocateur, legend in her own time. In a word, Cher. The only artist to hit #1 on Billboard charts for 6 consecutive decades. Starting with I Got You Babe in 1965.
Babe, I got you, babe.
Up to her most recent hit, From Burlesque, a film she also starred in, a song titled somewhat appropriately,
You haven't seen the last of me.
It's funny because I think you get to your stage where you're clearly the one named icon and everyone thinks, oh, it's always been swell.
Well, that's not true. I mean, there have been really lean times. Times where I was kind of a joke, and that was really hard. Everything in my business is about being cool and about appearances. Very little in my business has to do with reality.
And yet, in reality, Cher displays an almost superhuman stamina. Over the past decade, I've interviewed Cher 5 times, most recently alongside her mother and sister.
I ask your daughter every time I interview her if there's anything good about getting older, and she always says,
no.
We've tread this ground before.
Anything good about getting older?
No.
Nothing.
No.
Is there anything good about getting older?
No. I hate getting old.
Don't you feel smarter?
I'm not smarter.
Oh, come on.
You know what? You don't seem any smarter than the last time I saw you.
No, I think as you do get older, you realize how hard it is.
I mean, I didn't even think I'd be alive now. It just didn't occur to me that I would still be viable today in any way. I remember Sonny and I worrying about our second album. Oh my God, what if it's not a hit?
Cher was only 16 when she met Sonny Bono, 12 years her senior.
I was like such a diamond in the rough. Nothing would suggest at that time that I was going to be me.
Sonny saw it, though.
Absolutely. He did see it.
But it wasn't always easy. The relationship was at times tumultuous, with Sonny controlling 95% of the money they brought in.
For everything else that happened, good and bad along the way, he certainly was the guy, wasn't he, who said,
Yes, but he was difficult, very, very difficult. I was like energy escaping everywhere, and he just kind of went, meow, meow, mm.
She grew up at times poor, dirt poor. Her mother, Georgia Holt, married 8 times to 6 different men.
We had really hard times. Then she'd marry someone rich, and we'd go from like
to a mansion
to a mansion in Beverly Hills.
Georgia dreamed of being a singer herself, but it was Cher who was born into it.
So when she was starting out and you heard her singing, what did you think?
I realized that she was going to be a huge star.
But decades before the sold-out arenas and Vegas shows, she was already well on her way. While she charmed as half of a duo, she soared on her own. Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. Dark Lady. She moved effortlessly into the 80s with her iconic anthem, If I Could Turn Back Time.
You've said that singers didn't take you seriously as a singer, actors didn't take you seriously as an actor.
And look what I've been able to still do. Somehow I crept through.
You thought that you've always been an outsider.
Yep.
Do you still feel that way? With the Academy Award, with every accomplishment?
I just fall into this kind of strange subgroup of my own.
Believe spent 4 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and was ranked the #1 single of the year in 1999.
I'm a really hard worker, and more than half of my life has been about dressing the doll.
Getting ready to put it all together.
Yeah, making the donuts. And having gone through so much, my work has been pretty much the one constant thing. It's been just kind of the one grounding thing, but it's difficult. And you know, the older you get, the harder it is.
But if you're Cher, you make it look effortless.
All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed that lovely tribute to Cher. Have yourselves a wonderful couple of days. We'll be back here on Friday with Sabrina Matthews, a comic buddy of mine I have not seen for years. And she is now doing cartoons and really funny comics that way. So we're going to find out all about what Sabrina Matthews has been up to on Friday at 1 p.m. So now get out there and keep moving, you guys. Keep going, get 20 minutes. We got a good 5 or 6 minutes in right here. Go, be. Bye, guys. See you Friday, 1 p.m.